One father, one son, $100,000 in 6 months. 3, 2, 1.
Howdy and welcome. For those of you who are new here, welcome aboard. And for those of you who are coming back, we're glad to have you back. My name is David Mossberg. This is my son Levi. And today is launch day. So today we're going to not only open up our website, we're going to open up the funnels, we're going to start taking calls and meetings, and we're going to start launching with a goal of gaining $100,000 of profit in the next 6 months. So to recap what we've done in the first 5 episodes, if you're joining us for the first time or you maybe missed a couple along the way, first of all, you can go back and watch those. I highly recommend it because we're funny. It's important to know that when you start in business, things don't always go as planned. So we had a couple of hiccups ourselves. So you should have seen episode 6, and then tomorrow we're going to start with episode 1, which isn't traditional math order, but we're going to do it that way anyway. So we hope you connect and enjoy. Thanks so much. But in the meantime, the recap is starting with the want. The want is $100,000 because I just recently moved into a home and we used to have a pool in our previous home, but need a pool. Now, do we really need a pool? No, but the fun and family and opportunity we had to really have fellowship and community in our home because we had a pool certainly helped to change our lives, the lives of our children, and the lives of our neighbors as well. And so the pool is really not the point though. The point is we want you to understand that if you have a need or a want, the American dream is that you can go earn that, right? We can go make a little bit of extra money. So I don't care if it's a $500 washing machine that you need to replace a broken one or get your first one because you've never had one before. You can figure out a way to do that, whether it's mowing a lawn, doing someone's hair, cleaning someone's house, just do something and figure out a way to earn that. We're exaggerating that with something that we really don't need to have, but we want to show you that if we can earn $100,000 in 6 months, you can earn $1,000 in a couple of weekends if you chose to do that. So that is the want. The second part is the quote. This is where I met with Nolan, our pool designer, who gave us a quote of just under $100,000. Nolan, I'm going to hold you to the quote, by the way. But in the meantime, this number is real. This is not a wish. So one of the first and most important things you need to do when setting goals for yourself is define those goals clearly. Don't just say, I think I'd like to be rich one day. Say, I need to have $10 million in an investment account so that once I have that, I could live off of the residual income forever and my money will never go away. So 10 million is my number. And then we can start to build an action plan associated on how we're going to get there. Too many people just throw out some general ideas, which is extremely hard to create a plan around. And the second part is they just simply don't plan anything. So the next part is the plan. So I met with Levi, we spent a little bit of time together and said, hey, I've got a crazy idea. Let's do this thing where we create $100,000 of profit in about 6 months' time. What was your thought on that?
Seems pretty crazy, but doable.
Crazy, but doable, right? Right? Crazy, but doable. So it is a little bit crazy. I've never had a target like that before, but I will tell you I have had the experience of making that kind of money before. So we're going to go back to the basics, and there's a couple of keys to this plan. Number one, it can't interrupt my normal business flow on a normal day. I have other companies that depend on my time, and so it's extremely vital to not only my partner in those other companies, but also to the people that I serve in those other companies that this does not become a distraction. It's also important that I'm going to need to fit this in with my family time, although one of the things I learned when we were building our last pool is that if I partner with my bride on good communication, she's glad to give me up for an extra hour a day or 2 hours a day or whatever it takes, so long as we're communicating in an alignment on that financial goal. So I'll go earn that and she'll cover for me in other responsibilities in the house so that together we're going to accomplish this thing. She's also going to be very interested in how we're doing along the way because we have a shared vision on this, right? So part of the plan was not just creating an idea or a concept, but it's also communicating with my family and friends so that they can cheer me along and so that this is going to impact them in a negative way or appear to just be a greed grab, right? Where we're just after making a bunch of money for no particular reason. So the plan has to include a strategy. And the most important part of this plan is that we can't take the revenue to the bank. We have to take the net profits. So ultimately, we know we're going to reinvest along the way. We know we're going to have a couple of costs associated with what we're doing, but we're going to try and be as efficient as possible so we can get to that bottom line $100,000 as fast as possible. The team. Every job has an owner and every owner has a job. So both Levi and I will be performing tasks to be able to work in synergy together. And so the goal that I have is to go out to the marketplace and develop business relationships. And then Levi's job is going to be to provide the services that we promise. And so that probably scares him a little bit because I have a vision for doing things that most people can't do, but we'll figure it out. What's your biggest concern going through this?
I mean, I think it's always been the fulfillment. Like I said, I'm very confident you'll be able to bring the people in and figure out what issues they have. But I mean, I think, in Casper Strategies, my tagline's always been, you dream it, we build it. So I think it fits right in line.
I hope so. No pressure, no pressure. But we're going to really work with people to help them streamline their businesses through workflows that we're going to combine a bunch of different tools, including some of the great new AI things that are out there in the marketplace to help people to gain back more time and peace in their business, make more money, be more efficient, and just live a better entrepreneurial life. So the team will also include some of our production team so that we can record this along the way and make sure that we're posting. Our social media team will be doing a job to make sure that that's going on. And so we'll factor those costs into this program as well to make sure that the concept is fair, right? We want you to get a really good look at what it's going to look like to run an organization. Now, the other thing on that is the reality that we believe Casper Workflow Strategies, our primary source of generating this income and profit, is going to work really well. However, we're going to create a couple plan B's, C's, and D's because this is important enough to us that we don't want to miss our goal. Okay. So if you typically mow lawns and that's how you make some money, what happens when it rains? Do you not make money? What else can you be doing for those customers? Can you clean up their beds? Can you do some house cleaning? Do something on the inside? Can you make up that money by providing additional services like power washing at some point in the future? We just can't give up on the thought process because our circumstances changed. We expect our tools to work really well. We expect to have good market adoption. However, we haven't tested this yet, so we need to check it out. So you're going to see a whiteboard session a few hours from now, and that's going to show you some of the other ideas that we're going to just throw on the idea board, maybe to implement if we get into a bind, or a couple of other things that we're going to implement simultaneously, utilizing some of those AI tools and workflows that we're building for other people and gaining back some extra time to do that. Then the pre-launch, yesterday we showed you the brand and the website for Casper Workflow Strategies and how you can interact with that. We want you to copy this. We want you to do this. There is no secret sauce here. Anything that we can do. And by the way, I'm not very technical, and I've been able to learn a ton just by spending a little bit of dedicated time trying to understand the tools that are now in the marketplace. And so Levi, of course, is spending a little bit more time. He's a lot more technical than me. I even have him hang pictures in my house because I can't seem to get them straight. Even if I stay at a Holiday Inn Express or have a Sunny Delight or something that's going to, give me the energy I need, I still can't seem to hang a picture for some reason. So he's the technical guy. He's going to truly make an impact there. And so this is what's going to happen for us to get going. And so that's where we're at on the program. So the starting numbers. We are going to share with you the bank image here in just a moment, and you're going to see that we're starting with zero. I'm going to open the account with a couple $100 just because that way we have something in the bank account for when we get started, but that'll have to be returned to me before we calculate the net profits. Every week, we're going to show you an update of that bank account so that you can actually see what's going in there and what's happening. You'll also see what's coming out of there. And so we'll be able to give you a true view into what's going to happen there. We're going to start day one in the red. We understand that. But our quick goal and expectation is that we're going to start engagements ASAP. So we're going to be hopping on the phone. We're going to make some calls. We're going to call some friends and family to see what's going on. We're going to do a little discovery in the workplace as well, where we're simply asking people a problem that we could solve for them without trying to engage with them. Once we understand those problems, we may understand that we've got an opportunity for something that we can start to build before we even engage with someone if we see a common problem happening. And so the first action is we're going to start to try and reach out to approximately 25 people in the first month to get engagement opportunities to visit with them and do a discovery call. What's your ultimate goal when we get on a discovery call, Levi?
I think, like you said, really no pitch, just kind of dive in and figure out what's sucking up most of their time, figuring out where we can help. I think that's the biggest key is, where can we help? What can you offload as the potential client? What issues are you having that need solved? Really just getting in back their time. I think something that I've focused a lot on recently is my personal health and time with my family. So I think being able to help return that for other people is going to be pretty impactful.
Yeah, I think that's extremely valuable as well. And I think that one of the unique things is when you allow people to tell you their problems or challenges, you can already have a value proposition to return to them. That's what everyone is looking for. And so we're looking to eliminate the commodity thought process, which simply means if I buy Heinz ketchup at Walmart for a penny less than I buy it at a local grocery store, it's the same Heinz ketchup. But what we're offering is a problem to solve that they have not yet solved, right? One of the other things I understand is that people think the same way that they always think, and oftentimes the problem has been resonating for a long time, and no one's paid enough attention to them to understand the triggers of the solution. They simply just say, oh, that's easy. Just like Levi, if he told me to go build one of these apps, he's like, oh, that's easy. We could just do this and this and this. And I'd be like, I have no idea what you're talking about. I don't even know what you said. So in the meantime, a lot of business owners go through that because they're really good at their technical trade, but they're not great at implementing these tools, plus the other barriers of time, resources, of money, and other things, tools that they need. And our ultimate goal is to make it extremely affordable and efficient for them, which is one of the reasons that we're not just building a goal of generating $100,000 through this, but building a sustainable monthly revenue stream that will take Casper Workflow Strategies into the future. And so with that in mind, we're getting ready to launch. In the next few hours, you'll see a few more posts of where we go live. We're going to ask for some of the people that we get a chance to visit with, like our discovery sessions, to be able to record those and show those to you so that you can either just enjoy them or so that you can maybe implement a discovery strategy just like that. And then we're also going to give you those bank account snapshots. We're going to come on for some high fives when we do some great things. We're also going to share when we suck, guys. We're going to say, hey, that went horribly. This didn't work very well. We made some mistakes, because we want you to see the whole story. This isn't just about success, because when we got started on this concept 10 years ago in my life, when I left a W-2 job, I had to work in my first company for over a year before I was able to leave, because I couldn't afford not to. I had people to take care of. I had people depending on my income. I needed the stability. And to be frankly honest with you, I didn't trust myself enough. I had never experienced that before. So if you're in that stage right now, you're working for a company, you may love or not love your job. I loved my job. I just had a ceiling of what they would compensate me, which limited my ability to grow my future for my family and build a legacy for them. So with that in mind, we're going to help to start to show you that we're going to make some mistakes along the way as well, but we're going to do everything we can. We're going to stick with it. And if we fail after 6 months, we'll be honest about it, and we'll share that with you as well. And Levi and I decided on a challenge that we're going to make for ourselves. I think he agreed to it. But if we're a month or a month and a half out and we're so far from the goal that we don't believe that we can get there, we're going to both either drive Uber or DoorDash or other things like that in the marketplace, just to show you, if you need a couple $100, you can figure out how to make it. And that's what we're going to do, just in case. So we have a plan E and F, I think, just in case we can't get there. I'm hoping that we can get there.
Yeah, same.
So, but if we don't, we're going to do whatever it takes to try and get as close as we can. So thank you for tuning in. We look forward to giving you updates and engaging with you. Please like, comment, and share, and let us know how we can serve you. Bring other people into the mix that we can also serve. We will be doing a couple of lives throughout this so that we can engage with you. We can talk through strategies. You can share with us some of your business challenges. We can throw them out to the forum. We want to build a community around this concept so that other people in the marketplace can find their 500 or their 500,000 to change their lives.